All right. Here we go. Here we go. Once again, Reverend King, candidate for Galveston County Judge. We want to thank you for last week. Guess what you helped me to create? Pass the mic.
What is that?
Pass the mic.
Pass the mic.
Pass the mic.
Yeah.
So
Awesome,
I'm
awesome,
going to be doing
awesome.
that on Elected James Inspirational Talks, because pass the mic, it gave you the opportunity to take full control of the broadcasting system. You're in control of everything, but even though we behind the scene watching it, you still in control of it.
Right.
And you had the entire platform. Want to say from the bottom of my heart, you really made an impact. It's just like when the president come on and do address the nation, you know, they give you the state of the nation.
Yes.
That's the same thing.
Wow.
You did a county
Did you
address.
see the description we put in? We put in the description, the state of the county.
State of the county. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So you
powerful.
did.
That's powerful.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Reverend King.
No, that's powerful. That you all are outstanding hosts with such unique creativity that's resonating with your audience.
But it's actually coming from you, Reverend King. We have to give you credit because you're the one that came up with the idea of conversations with the candidate. And because of that, now we're going to have other candidates going to be coming on because of you.
Fantastic.
Because of you, we now have 5,000 viewers. Because of you,
yes,
we've added
Isn't that
to
something?
People subscribing. Went over 100. We're over 100 subscribers.
Wow.
You're making a larger impact, and I know it's not just Elected James Inspirational Talk. I tell you this all the time because it's true. You're a powerhouse. You got so many people on the inside of you that you represent, and people see it. And the reason why it magnifies so much, because you're not even thinking about that. You are just keeping yourself out there, and people are enjoying seeing your face. People are waiting on your live interviews. I mean live videos when you in the truck.
They like
it. They like that?
Ask Jackie.
They do. They do. They're like, that man talked to us. One talked to us so much, he talked to us in his truck. That's right. That's right.
What did they say, Jackie?
Yeah, they talked to us from the truck. That's good. People like it. They do. They're like,
I had no idea.
You are making an impact.
To engage the process.
And we thank you. But we know that you've had a long day. So we want you to go ahead on and give us an update in
Sure. My name is William H. King III. I am the candidate for the Galveston County Judge position on the November 8th ballot. Early voting starts October 24th, goes through November 4th. You can register to vote today through October 11th. Today through October 11th, you can go to kingforcountyjudge.com, my website. You can scroll down to vote and log your information in. It takes you to the main server for the voting.org, so that you're actually able to connect to see if you are registered to vote and to register to vote. We want you to be ready come November the 8th to be able to cast your ballot and your vote be counted in the November 8th election. It's a beautiful time. We're in the last 5 weeks of the race. I got goosebumps coming on my arm already. We're in the last 5 weeks of the race. I am extremely excited. It's a battle. It's a fight, but I'm in it to win it. And we're going to move forward until the victory is won and the battle of campaigning is fought. So I'm going to register as many people as we can during this process of registration. I need people willing to be poll watchers just to make sure everything is on the up and up. Everything is legitimate, as well as poll workers, somebody to work outside and pass out my campaign cards and to ask voters who are coming in that has not made up their mind to vote for William H. King III for Galveston County Judge. It's been a beautiful time. On Saturday, I was in Galveston for the Shrimp Fest. What a beautiful time it was. They had every team there was cooking gumbo and all kinds of food there in Galveston. Everybody was so nice to me, offering me samples of gumbo. Citizens were so nice, taking the time to listen to what I had to say, receive my campaign card, sign up for my campaign, be a part of having a sign in their yard. We're excited. We're putting signs in yards all over Galveston County, signs on 45, Highway 3, 146, 646, 517, 518, 2004, 1765. We are trying to get the message out that William H. King III, your candidate for Galveston County Judge, wants to win the race come November the 8th. They're saying that it's impossible for me to win, but I believe with your partnership, I believe together we are better. I believe we're going to work together to bridge that divide, restore democracy in Galveston County. So Saturday was a great time talking to people at the Crawfish Festival. Also went to True Love Church and talk to the men at the men's conference. Sunday morning, as in my routine, I pray every Sunday morning at 5 o'clock. And then I went to do 2 death calls for Dickinson Police Department and the Galveston County Sheriff's Department. Condolences to the Campbell family and to the families who lost loved ones this weekend. I left there, went to Greater St. Matthews, got a chance to share with their congregation. And everywhere I went to speak, I always left a team of workers. That's why volunteers are so important. To have a campaign team is so important because you cover the breadth, the length, the depth of campaigning. So when I'm going to another place to speak, you're still at the place where I just spoke to make sure everyone has a clear, concise, crystal understanding of comprehending of how we're going to win this race and our strategy for winning this race. Yes, it's a battle. And no, it's easy. It requires everyone, mom, dad, sister, brother, uncle, niece, nephew, aunt, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, whoever they might be. It requires everyone to vote. It's not something that mom and dad can vote and leave the kids at home. The whole family has the vote. The whole job has the vote. Everybody has to be partisan. We're going to show that we can restore democracy. We're going to show we're not going backwards to the 40s, 50s, and 60s. We're not going backwards to a day and age that's unpleasant in this country. We're not going back to a day and age in which people are trying to erase in the history books of this country. We're going to move forward and show what we can accomplish in spite of where we've been. I learned a long time ago that mom would use a little salt, cornmeal, cook it in a pot with a little oil, and make some kush kush. And because it was kind of bitter, she put a little syrup in it or put a little sugar in it, make it sweet. Boy, we would tear it up and enjoy it. And so I want to move to sweeter days, to better days, to brighter days as your next Galveston County. Someone who will represent all of the citizens of Galveston County. Someone who will do the right thing for every city in Galveston County, to have interlocal agreements with mayors and city council members to get things done. So Saturday, I was there. Sunday, making my rounds. I made it to 7 different locations in Galveston County. And then I drove to Orange, Texas to support a friend of mine who was being installed in a church. I worked 16 hours on Sunday trying to make sure that we got the word out. And so every place we went, we talked to people, talked to residents every day this week, every Sunday until the end of election. We're going to be talking to people, groups with you and your 5,000 subscribers, plus people watching all over the world. If you know someone that lives in Galveston County, now is the time to call them and say, hey, are you registered? To call to say, if you're registered, are you planning on voting? And if so, I need to make sure you vote for this man I met on Electric James, the inspirational talk show. He is motivated, he is excited, and he is ready to vote. And he wants everybody to engage in the voting right. Listen, one of the most sacred opportunities our nation has is for every citizen to be able to cast their ballot. If you're 18 years older, let me tell you this, young people, young college students, if you're 17 years and 10 months, you can register.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. If you're 17 years of age and 10 months, you can register to vote. And by the time we get to the election day, you can cast your ballot for William H. King III for the next Galveston County Judge. You can vote from the top of the ballot to the bottom of the ballot. Make sure you vote for every position on the ballot. Don't leave one ballot person unvoted for. Also, you can vote from the top of the ticket all the way to the bottom of the ticket, from Washington, D.C. to Austin, to Galveston County, to your local areas.
And you know what? any of these viewers out here who are looking, they want to move someplace. You need to come to Galveston County
Yes.
because you can live, work, and play there. Because Reverend King, William King, as a county judge, is going to make sure
I love
that
it. I love it.
when you elect him, you can live, work, and play in Galveston County.
Because we're
Absolutely.
better together. Because we're better
We're
together.
better
Better,
together. Come
we
on,
are
man.
better together. That's right. I borrowed that from you, Reverend King.
Anytime,
I
anytime.
borrowed that for my historical presentation on voting that I
Yes,
did on
ma'am.
Friday. So
Yes, ma'am. Looking forward to it. Looking forward.
I already did it. It's on there. It's done.
Okay,
You
fantastic.
get referenced a lot.
Yes,
You
you
are.
do. You do.
You get
You
referenced
do.
a lot. My
Wow.
daughter say, what Reverend King say? We better together.
We better together. We better together. A triple
And they-
braided rope is much stronger than a single braided rope. So
Yes.
why not come together? Black, white, Hispanic, Anglo, Filipino, Asian, whoever you might be, we want to respect you as a person. And that's why I say when you go to the post, make sure you know that William H. King III is running for the Galveston County Judge position. I am the best of the two candidates. So you want to vote for the person who has the credentials, the knowledge, the heart, the passion to do the right thing. I listen, I know that he has served for 12 years. I know he's served a long time, but he's lost the zeal and the zest to be able to service all of the people. You might get elected by a party, but you can't govern like a party. You have to govern for all people in consideration. And what you did in the gerrymandering after the 2020 census is wrong. And you can't justify it any day of the week. And trying to put another person of African-American descent in a position to say you're not the person that you've already been perpetrated to be, that you've demonstrated you are, is foolish, because we're too intelligent of a people to be bamboozled, hoodwinked, or blindsided by what you've done already. What you've done is what's in your heart. We can't change that. So what we want to do is we want to change who's in the position so he has the right heart to do the right thing. That's why William H. King III for Galveston County Judge is the person you want to vote for. Not just the gerrymandering, but just the mere fact that the federal government would send $6.6 million to Galveston County to help during COVID relief and aid, helping people to pay rent, helping people to get their utility space, helping people to get tested, helping people to get the vaccination, having the vaccination accessible to people who don't have transportation, who can't drive to a medical office, who can't get to a medical office, but yet you have it in a neighborhood location where they can walk to it and still get the vaccination and the protection from the COVID. But you didn't do that. Or if you want to do something smarter, you can look at the crime we're having in Texas City and Lamar. Crime we're having around Galveston County with all of the gun violence. You could have used your intellectual capacity to register with the pulse of the people and see what the principal needs are in Galveston County and send some of those funds to bring relief in those that you didn't even do that. You allowed a governor and a former president to bamboozle you and make you think you could go and spend $6.6 million at the border wall by sending constables and deputies and state troopers and monies and funds and equipments and people getting hurt over there, having accidents over there. And out of all the time they spent there, 3 people have been arrested.
That's crazy.
You heard me right. When you could have used those funds here in Galveston County to benefit the people. You're using to help with the American Rescue Plan, using those funds to help adjust in economic costs of covering expenses for facility adjustments, right? You use that, but what about the people? The people who vote to elect people to office, you should never, ever forget your people. And as a United States Marine, served 10 years, combat veteran, we never leave a man behind. So we never leave a citizen behind. We will make sure we take care of the employees of Galveston County. We'll make sure we take care of the citizens of Galveston County, and we'll make sure we always do the right thing because we want you to vote for King. Galveston County Judge. Yes.
I love the way you tagged it. I love the way you tagged it.
I love it.
You know, I wanted to share something with you on tonight, both you and Jackie. I listen to Sirius XM every morning, and it's 126 Urban View on Joe Madison. This is something that we have to be careful about, because what is happening now, they don't have anything to run on. So they're putting a large amount of disinformation out there. They are saying,
oh my goodness,
blacks aren't going to go vote. They're saying that black males aren't going to vote. They are saying that women will not vote Democrat. I mean, like, all the stuff that they're putting out there. But what they are asking is don't get caught up in the disinformation. And when people
Yeah.
start saying all of this,
Yes.
because guess what, y'all? It's everywhere. They're doing a
It's everywhere.
national push
Absolutely.
on disinformation. So my
Mhm.
question now, Reverend King, what would you like to say to those in Galveston County about this disinformation? Because it's down here too. It's down here
Absolutely.
in Galveston County too, because I heard a lady telling another lady at dear old Walmart, you don't have to worry about them. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, I hear you, right? Because
Yeah.
they feel that we're just not going to do anything, like we're going to sit idle.
No.
And I can tell you that you are keeping a lot of people grounded. You are keeping a lot of people's mental together. Thank you. Go
And
ahead, Jackie.
You remember when I asked, I said, Reverend King, you have to remember every campaign promise you have made, because we got it on tape.
Yes.
We got it. And
Yes.
are you going to fulfill your promises? And you told me yes.
Yes,
And
I remember.
you also promised me, remember, I don't like that word.
Win or lose or draw.
You committed to me that even if you don't win this election, you're not going to give up on the county.
Not going away.
You're not going to give up on the county. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And it's so important. Men and women, young men, young women who are listening to the Lecture James Inspirational Talk Show. It's so important that you stay focused. Listen, in football, there's this old play action pass. It's designed to make the backs, the linebackers and the defensive backs think that you're running the ball, but it's only designed to send a running back up through the line while you got a pass, a receiver going downfield and you throw the pass. The old play action is designed to disguise like it's a run, but it's really a pass. And so what has happened, their strategy is to make sure they get into the minds of voters, female voters, minority voters, so they think that there's something bad going to happen. That blacks are not going to vote, women are not going to vote, children, young teenagers are not going to vote. When the reality is they have more than a reason than anyone else to vote. Yes. Women in this election have to get out in huge numbers to say to the legislators, to say to the leaders from the local county to the state in Austin, the capital of Texas, to Washington, D.C., we are not going to put up with this behavior, this legislation that thinks you have control over my life, over my body. You do not have legislative control over my life or my decisions. And women are going to come out in massive numbers to even think that they would consider getting rid of the 19th Amendment. And the 19th Amendment is what gave women the right to vote. Yes. And so there's so many things that they're trying to overturn and turn back the hands of time so that they can have more greater control. God made us equal. Yes. Out of one blood. And so we ought to respect one another. It's wrong that men and women can have the same job and the man gets paid more than the woman. That's wrong. You pay people for what the work they're doing. And women have a greater reason to say enough is enough. Even when women had to take care of the country, when men were overseas in World War II, and when they came back to try to boot the women out of the job, and the women say, no, we're not going anywhere. Women have got to stand up for the rights and for the privileges and the liberties that they have earned. And why should they have earned it? They wasn't given the right to speak, wasn't given the right to have a voice, wasn't given the right to have authority. And so now is the time for women to join the band and say, we stand together and united with those who realize they're being overtaxed and those who realize that they've been misused and mistreated by government officials. And we're going to make sure we put people in office who represents our mindset, who represents our heart and our vision for a brighter and a better tomorrow, because we are better together. And so I encourage you to stay focused on doing what is right. Don't let somebody telling you, oh, they're not going to vote. That's what they're hoping, that you don't vote. That's the reason why they haven't passed the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act, H.R. 1 Voting Rights Act. Why haven't they passed it? Why haven't they passed it in Washington, D.C.? Because they want to take the control and the power of who can vote in the United States of America. This liberty that we have to vote is a sacred privilege that many people have bled and died and was wounded, bitten by dogs, beaten by billy sticks, thrown into jail, taken off and killed and thrown and thrown in deep ditches. That people were abused and misused, lost their jobs, didn't have resources, so that you and I can have the liberties in the United States of America to vote. If it wasn't so important, why would they be working so hard to prevent you from voting? Because they know how important it is that you can change the balance. You can change the tide. You can put things back in order through your vote. And so I encourage you to vote from the top of the ticket to the bottom of the ticket. Because if I get elected as county judge, I'm going to need some state representatives in Austin. I'm going to need a governor in Austin that's have the same mindset, that's willing to do the same thing to get the job done in this great state of Texas. This is a great country. There is no country like the United States of America. But right now, as a result of what we saw in the last election, presidential election, as what we saw on January the 6th, we know the handwriting is on the wall. We heard John Cornyn indicate, let's stop at Roe versus Wade. Let's go to Brown versus the Board of Education. What does that mean? That means us in integrated schools, have segregated schools. They want to defund private
U.S. versus
schools.
Virginia. Yeah.
U.S. versus Virginia. They want to
That
defund
was-
go ahead.
That was the one that gave people the right that you don't have to marry someone of your same race.
Same sex.
It's okay to marry somebody of another race.
Another race, yeah. And Clarence Thomas, who was the Supreme Court justice, would not have been able to marry his current wife if that particular amendment had not existed.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, you just think of the power. It's a power grab. It's a power grab. And we must have people in mind that's not prideful and selfish, but knows how to be selfless and public focused. And so William H. King III is not an introvert, not about himself, about meeting the needs of. I proved that in 30 years of shepherding a congregation. I proved that in 21 years of serving citizens of the city of Dickinson. I've proved that in 27 years of being a police chaplain, waking up out of my sleep at sometimes 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning to go to an auto fatality, to go to a home to let someone know that their loved one has passed away, to go to minister to someone who's in need of help. I am not selfish, nor am I an introvert. I'm an extrovert, and I'm selfless, and I'm willing to serve you. I'm willing to work for you. I'm willing to work hard for you and stand up for you and do the right thing. Although I'll never be able to vote on a woman's right to choose, it will not come across my desk to vote on, but I will let you know I will be a champion. I will be an advocate for the rights of women in the United States of America. And so I encourage you who are listening today, don't you allow someone to persuade you not to vote, because your vote is your voice.
Yes.
The same word we see in the scriptures for voice is the same word we use in the English language for vote, because your vote is your voice. And so your voice is what you stand for, what you believe in, what you want to happen. And so we must put people in the office who is not trying to destroy, not trying to build their own dynasty, not trying to take care of their own selfish needs, but willing to take care of the needs of others. To make sure we have a county that's health district is serving the needs of others, taking care of indigent people, meeting the needs of employees, making sure they stay above the maximum, above the salary minimum. Make sure the cost of living has not overwhelmed them for the salary they're earning. So they're having to work 4 or 5 jobs just to make ends meet. I will do the right thing. And I will not be a county judge who will create inflation in the county by taxing people more than is necessary and creating a revenue of $194 million.
That's crazy.
You heard me. $194 million. Last year was $150 million. So now it's gone from $150 million to $194 million. $44 million of revenue. We didn't have a DA's office that's being weakened because DAs are resigning because their salaries are not competitive to the market. So therefore, when you weaken the employment staff of the district attorney's office, when you find someone that needs an attorney and can't afford one, and the court have to appoint them, then you have a person who may have just graduated from school and may not be as sharp and skilled to take care of the legal issues that that person is going to face in court. And as a result of his inability, and some skilled attorney is pleading the case of the other person, whether it be a defending attorney or prosecuting attorney, then that particular person may go to jail. So then you're only setting people up to go to jail.
Yeah,
Even though they're going through the right process, that's wrong.
it's wrong. It's wrong.
So beyond the gerrymandering, beyond the abuse of the abuse of taxes in Galveston County, beyond sending them all the money to the border, above that, you've not taken care of the people that work for you as a Galveston County employee.
Yes.
And not only in the DA's office, it's public record. It's in the newspapers.
Yes.
But even in the sheriff's department, making sure that the employees in the jail, the staff will take care of the needs of the jail system of Galveston County. You should make sure they're taken care of.
Yeah.
The road.
What about teachers? You know,
the
teachers.
Be an advocate and a champion. And you might not vote on that, but be an advocate and a champion. Say, let's do the right thing, state legislators. Let's do the right thing, senators of the state of Texas.
Yeah, they
Make
need
sure
to be paid.
It's almost like a battlefield. They're on edge. A book drops, it makes a loud sound, they jump.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a gunshot. They're on edge. You've seen what's happened with these false alarms and what's happening to the emotional, mental, psychological, physical status of these teachers and students. Everybody's there, parents running to the school crying, officers running into the building with guns and machine guns, ready to take out the target. You've got to make sure people are taken care of. As a United States Marine, I've learned that. As a man growing up with a father who grew up in the Navy, I've learned that. As a mama who took care of her 16 brothers and sisters, I've learned that. You take care of the people that take care of you.
Yes.
And I'll be the Galveston County Judge to do just that. We forgot about the Pelican Island Bridge. 4 years ago when you were in a debate, the Pelican Island Bridge was your #1 priority. The moment you got reelected, you forgot about it. Matter of fact, you got so angry with the president of Texas A&M, Galveston, you walked away from the project. It wasn't for the late Commissioner Ken Clark, who resurrected it, it would not have been done. And it still isn't done. We need leadership. And William H. King will have accountability and transparency, common sense leadership. I've already met with leaders of UTMB. I've already met with leaders of the plants. I've already met with leaders of school districts. I'm meeting with leaders because I want to be a county judge that collaborates with the people in my county to make sure we're proactive and not reactive. We strategize to do things efficiently, effectively, with excellence.
Yes.
Ask where the last time you seen the county judge in Crystal Beach, when the last time you seen the county judge in Texas City.
Yes.
Lamarck, Dickinson. You haven't seen that.
I ain't never seen
county
it.
Judge that was. Most people don't know who he is. I was in every place I've gone in the 17 cities. Many of them don't know who he is, and many people that do know who he is don't like the way he treats people.
Yeah.
I will never disrespect you. I will never be condescending with you. I will never be short with you. I listen to you. I hear you out.
Yes.
If we agree, we agree. If we don't agree, we'll explain why we don't agree. We'll leave away. We'll walk away as citizens with intelligence, with respect, with dignity, with honor. So the next time we meet, I guess I speak to you, say, hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yes.
Because the next time we might be together on the same page.
That's right.
We're better together. We are better together. That's just rhetoric. That's reality. We are better together. My name is William H. King III. I'm your candidate for Galveston County Judge. My name is William H. King III. I'm on the ballot for November for Galveston County Judge. Remember me, the candidate wants to restore democracy, bridge the divide, move us forward as a county. I'm going to work for you. I'm going to fight for you. Get that Ike built. To address flooding in Galveston County. To address flood mitigation, and to make sure we have the jobs, as Jacqueline said a moment ago, so you can work, play, and stay in Galveston County. That's right. I work with corporations. I work with businesses. I work with Workforce Solutions to bring higher paying jobs to Galveston County, whereby young people graduating from high school and come back to Galveston County with their degrees, their certifications, their diplomas, and be employed. We'll have builders to make sure that you have the kind of housing that you want to live in. We'll make sure we have the amenities where you can enjoy eateries and rides and entertainment, where you can get married and raise your children right here in Galveston County, where you can work, play, and stay. William H. King III is your next Galveston County Judge. Make sure you go to kingforcountyjudge.com. Join my campaign. We need people to get on the line. We're in the last 5 weeks. Last 5 weeks. This time we go to the polls. You ready to go to the polls?
I'm ready to go.
I believe.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to go. I believe we're going to turn this county around. We're going to move in the right direction. We're going to get on the tracks. We're going to higher ground. For people be coming to Galveston County to live because they know there's a place where you can work, play, and stay in Galveston County. Well, county judge has accountability and transparency, common sense leadership. He works with leaders. He communicates with young people.
Yes.
Thank you so much for voting. Thank you so much for supporting William H. King III, your next Galveston County Judge.
That's
All
right.
right.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, the beauty of that, and
Let's
I
do
just
this.
want to say big thank you
Woo!
for that, because disinformation have people running scared. So thank you for
Yes.
breaking that down and bringing some clarity to it. Because what I found is, and I believe Jackie can attest to this, the more you talk, the more people are calming down. Every time
They're
you
calming
come
down.
on, they're calming down. Because nobody knows the fears, because everybody's not talking to everybody. But now we're starting to hear the chatter. I
And,
have a
you know,
friend
I keep telling people, oh, go ahead, Electra, I'm sorry.
of mine that writes op-eds, and she puts you in it, and her support of you, and she's like, it's no way that this man should not win this. He's doing everything he can. You are working for the voters. And I'm gonna say this and pass it off to Jackie. My thing, Reverend King, this is just how I feel. If a person is running for a position and does not, and feel like they don't have to do nothing, that's a disrespect to the constituents. Because you are saying they don't have sense enough to get up. They just gonna do what I say because they like me so well. That's a disrespect. But you
Yes, ma'am.
show
Yes,
the
ma'am.
highest level of respect since day one. You came out the gate showing respect for everybody. And I like how you always say it. This is about everybody, whether you a Democrat or Republican or independent.
Yes.
It's for everybody. I'm for everybody because why? We are better together. That resonates. What say, Jackie?
Yes.
Well, two things I was going to say. One is we are better together. I wanted to say that. Stop talking about us and them, and let's talk about we.
Yes.
But we can do together. And I also want to remind everybody one more time, if you say, well, you know, I don't really know who I want to vote for, so I'm just not going to vote. When you fail to vote, you are giving away a vote to somebody, to the whoever else is running. Because when you fail to vote, it's like giving 2 votes to somebody else.
Yes.
Please do not fail to vote.
Please.
Don't not vote just because you're busy or the kids are being a pain in the butt, or, you know, this is our lives. This is our lives. We're talking about democracy. And we want democracy to work. The only way democracy works is if we, the people, participate in it. Anyway, that's what I wanted to add in there.
Absolutely. That's why voting is such a sacred honor and a privilege, because you get a chance to participate in a process that moves your life. All of our local elections govern our day-to-day existence. So the speed limits, how much you pay in taxes, when a school opens and closes, what happens with water districts and water fees, roads, bridges, potholes, the curbing, sidewalks, all that's determined by the people you elect to your local races, your college of the mainland, Galveston College, all the trustees that are running for those offices, make the decision on who gets a chance to afford to be able to attend the college, what restrictions are eliminated as a result of the college, what can be done to make the college better, to increase the enrollment of the college. All that's done through your local election. Your day-to-day existence, it's all governed by your local elections, your city council, your school board trustees, your water district trustees, your county community college trustees. Those individuals are elected by the people. Who your sheriff is, who your treasurer is, or who your judge is, your commissioners are. All those are done by your local elections, who your state representative is, who your state senator is. It's all done by your local elections. So you voting to put people in office that reflects your values and your principles is imperative if you want to continue to enjoy that stress-free kind of living about worrying what those elected officials are going to do to impact my day-to-day living. And so you'll be able to have a direct line to communicate with them. It's important that you understand that William H. King III will do the right thing. William H. King III will operate with intelligence in a way that's common sense. And because of Elector James' Inspiration Talk Show, I have made the decision that when you elect me as your Galveston County Judge, I will have town hall meetings throughout the county, and I'll let her broadcast those town hall meetings through the Elector James Talk Show. So people around Galveston County can tune into her talk show, and then she'll be able to take questions in that you might have in that area because you can't get to the county judges town hall meeting in League City, or you can't get there in Dickinson, you can't get there in Bolivar Peninsula, you can't get there in Jamaica Beach. So you'll be able to tune into Elector James Inspirational Talk Show, and you'll be able to ask questions, and she'll be able to feed your questions to me. I want to make sure you always have my ear and you always have my heart.
Yes,
That's
yes. Thank you so
That is
much.
fantastic. Thank you.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I thank
You'll always know that I'm
Mother.
working. You always know that I'm working and I'm fighting for you.
Yes.
And all I've done all of my life is to try to help other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to run. I need to run.
Yes.
Because we need somebody who's going to do the right thing in that office.
Yes.
Somebody's going to stand for the people in that office. Somebody's going to work on the behalf of the people in that office. Someone's going to be respectful with dignity and try and treat people with class in that office.
That's right.
Hold the values of that office. So you'll always have my ear. You'll always have my heart. You'll always know that I'm doing the right thing for the betterment of the people. Whether we agree or disagree, you'll always know I'm doing the right thing.
That's right. That's right.
My heart is moved right now. I'm moved with power and compassion right now. I'm ready to go vote. Are you ready to go vote?
Yes.
I am.
Yes. I'm going
I'm
the
ready.
first day. The first day.
Yes.
I'm out
Yes,
there.
ma'am. October 24th.
Yes.
October 24th through November the 4th, early voting. And then we also have November the 8th is election day. We have 24 voting locations in Galveston County for early voting and 28 voting locations on election day. So I encourage you to please, ma'am, please, sir, prepare yourself to get out and vote, vote, vote. Can I give you mind if I give out some information?
I was about to say, can you give us some more information on that?
Thank you. Oh, great, thank you. For early voting, I just indicated October 24th through November the 4th. Now, Saturday, and that's going to be October 24th through November the 4th is early voting. So Monday, October 24th through Friday, October the 28th, you'll be able to vote from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm saying that slowly, just in case you might need to grab a pen. Early voting, October the 24th through October the 28th, you'll be able to vote from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then on Saturday, October the 29th, you'll be able to vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's on Saturday, October the 29th, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, October the 30th, we call that Souls to the Polls.
Okay.
So if you're a person that goes to church, you can leave your church house, the sanctuary, your mosque, you better leave your house of worship and go to a polling location from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Sunday. That's a big day for those people who go to their worship edifices, sanctuaries, mosques, halls to worship, churches to worship. That's Sunday, October the 30th, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Take 7 people in your car, 7 people in your van, every 30 minutes, every hour, take 7. The state legislators want to try to restrict voting, so you can't have more than 7 in your car. You take 7 every time you go. You take 7 every 30 minutes, take 7 every hour. And then Monday, October the 31st through Friday, November the 4th, it's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So from Monday, October the 31st, last week of early voting, to Friday, November the 4th, it's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then election day is November the 8th,
Mhm.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So very quickly, Monday, October the 24th through Friday, October the 28th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, October the 29th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday, October the 30th, 1 p.m., souls to the polls, to 7 p.m. Then Monday, October the 31st, last week of early voting, so Friday, November the 4th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. There's 24 locations in Crystal Beach, Joe Faggart Community Center, in Galveston Courthouse, on Moody Street, second floor, Moody Church in Galveston, 2803 53rd Street, room 116, Galveston ISD Administration Building, 3904 Avenue T in Galveston, Seaside Church, 16534 Termini, San Luis Pass, Road in Jamaica Beach, Bayou Vista, the Mud 12 Building, 2929 Highway 6 Street in Suite 300, Lamar Community Room in 1109 Bayou Road, Lamar Fire, 5715 Texas Avenue, Lamar, West County Building on Highway 6, Courtroom, Santa Fe Museum, 13304 Highway 6, Carver Park Community Center, on 66415 Park Avenue, Thomas Carter Room in Texas City, Greater St. Matthews Baptist Church, 6333 Highway 6 in Hitchcock, Dickinson City Hall, 4403 Highway 3 in Dickinson, Nestler Center, 2010 Fifth Avenue North, Safe Room in Texas City, Bay Cliff Fire Department in Bay Cliff, 600 grand, Kema Community Room in Kema, 800 on Harris Street, Fire Station number 4 in Lake City, 175 Bay Area Boulevard, Lake City Recreational Building, Lake City 400 West Walker, Hometown Heroes Park, 1001 East Lake City Parkway, Lake City Hall, Lake City EMS, 260 FM 270 in Lake City, Public Works Building, 1701 West Lake City Parkway in Lake City, and Friendswood Chamber of Commerce, 1100 South Friendswood Drive in Friendswood. That's all early voting locations, all
Okay.
early voting.
Good.
We
So,
also
Can
have
I-
the Dickinson
But-
Senior Citizen Center on 28th Street in Highway 3, Dickinson Senior Citizen Center. Thank you, sir.
Well, I just wanted to say, if this is okay, Electra, that
Mhm.
final week before Election Day on the 8th, all of the candidates are going to be so busy
yeah,
with their work getting ready for the vote that we are going to, Electra and I, we're going to make some montages of different talk that we get from the candidates and play them
Beautiful.
during that week. And if you don't mind, Reverend King, this that you just gave us of the dates, the addresses, the places, I'm going to make that a follow up on every one so that
Excellent,
people know where to go vote for early
Yes.
voting.
excellent,
yes.
So,
outstanding.
if you don't mind, I'm gonna make that the end of every single one of the montages that we do. So,
That'd be
Excellent. And I'll
good.
give you copies of the voting locations for early voting and the voting locations for election day.
okay,
Well-
Election day is 28 locations, early voting is 24 locations.
But what I'm gonna ask you to do, Reverend King, is as we have these conversations with the candidate, and this is only if you want to, because I know that you're trying to get information out there. That's if you want
Sure.
to, you can mention those sites at the beginning or at the
Okay.
end. You can, because
Sure.
you gotta keep it in the head of the people.
gotta keep it in
So
the end.
I think like that and any other information that you wanna get out there. So now it's like action packed. Whatever you want to put out there, let's get it out there because you
Absolutely.
know, it's getting critical, people getting nervous. And what you say and what you put out there means a lot. This is gonna calm a lot of people down, because I'm gonna tell you, honestly, I didn't know how many places was in the county to go to. So
Wow.
I'm glad that you said it. So
Good information, good
I
information.
think making that repetitive, right, Jackie?
Mhm. I agree. I
Absolutely.
agree.
Absolutely. I
agree.
totally agree. Totally agree.
I
Totally
agree.
agree. Absolutely.
Okay, all
Good
right
for Election
then.
James Inspiration Talk Show. Jacqueline and Electra. Boy, you making this election happen. You
We're
got
trying.
people fired up and ready to go.
We fired
hope
up and
so.
ready to go because of you.
That's
Because
right.
of you.
That's right. That's right. That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All
well,
right.
we-
I believe in the people. I believe in the people of Galveston County. Irregardless of whether you're independent, Republican, or Democrat, I believe you have the heart and the mind to do the right thing, to
Yes.
move this county forward, and to know that William H. King III is a person that will do just what he said he's going to do. As Jacqueline says, you have my agreement on video recorded, and I will not
I
be
do.
one that will backstep on it. I've always stood for what I believe and believe what I stood for. And I'm going to focus on the things that I've already shared with you that I'm going to focus on as your next Galveston County Judge. We're going to turn this thing around.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you tonight.
Reverend King, can I ask you to hang on for a minute after Electra stops the live
Sure.
recording? I got to ask you about something.
Sure.
Something about our high school. So it's okay. It's not about the election. Okay.
Good.
Points of view are, what their platforms are.